So, considering only an environmental perspective, which of the following problems do you consider more urgent? Timber trafficking, wildlife trafficking, ozone depletion, or toxic waste?
First of all, I choose ozone depletion because global warming is outstanding world problem. Especially sky of the South Pole has serious ozone depletion problem. The main reason is plant gas. Plant gas doesn't decompose because it is stable. Plant gas goes up by stratosphere and decompose ultraviolet rays. So plant gas takes out chlorine that destroys ozone. Plant gas is used for a coolant spray and fire extinguisher. Thus, the simple solution is to reduce coolant spray and fire extinguisher.
So, Alex, about the Kyoto Protocol, USA was the big surprise by not signing the agreement. The reason they claim was did not match with economic goals. Do you think this decision was somehow related to environmental crime, more specifically with ozone depletion?
I would say no, they weren't specifically trying to do something that was related with with a pollution crime, but they were maybe thinking that it was not really attainable for them at that current time because they didn't maybe think that the goals were realistic. When I looked up a little bit more about this Kyoto Agreement, what is it called?
Kyoto
Yeah, the
Protocol.
Kyoto Agreement, yeah, protocol, yeah. What I saw was that in a specific period of time, the biggest companies around the world that were releasing the most GHG emissions were not doing so, or were needed to reduce it by about 5% within a specific period of time. And maybe for the US at that time, it was unrealistic.
Okay, so you don't see any relation to environmental crime. So now, imagine USA did sign the protocol. Do you think this kind of environmental crime would grow since every American company has to respect now some certain levels of certain substances?
Yes, I do think it would probably increase just because the way that the US is currently doing business and the way that they're currently releasing the GHG emissions, it would be hard for them to reduce so much so quickly that there would be more companies willing to break the law in that way, I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Alex.
You're welcome.
As Australia is very rich in wildlife, it is one of the hottest spots for wildlife trafficking. As an Australian citizen, what do you think about this? Are Australian citizens aware of this problem? Does the government try to fight this? What is your general perspective?
So wildlife trafficking in Australia is extremely bad. I think most of the general population are aware of the problem. Most of the population are aware that you can't take live animals in or out of the country due to our different ecosystems in different states. Border control is really strict. I know that there's a complete ban on all live animals being taken out of the country, except for I think some birds. Look, it's a really horrible thing. There's a lot of endangered species in Australia and it damages our native species and the survival of them. So yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.